So good afternoon. Just wanted to do a video on some of the challenges of growing wax jambus in the Central Valley. And unlike the previous video which covered mangoes, wax jambu surprisingly there's not a whole lot of challenges. The only thing that it does not like in the Central Valley is just the cold. But beyond that, I mean, it has no problem with our soil. It has no problem with the soil pH. It loves the heat. But before we do that, I wanted to show you. Actually, let's give you a quick tour before I do that. So these wax jambus here have been in an unheated greenhouse through winter. So this is what they look like, and I'll show you. But this particular guy is a red rocket wax jambu. This particular guy is a black gold wax jambu. And then this one right here, which has all of its leaves intact, well, most of it, is a Jambu perfume, or also known as a Jambu fragrance wax jambu. And then the guy back here, this massive guy here, is a black pearl wax jambu. So this one, obviously, the black gold obviously is still very much alive. I mean, as you can see, it's still very, very green, which tells me if I scratch the trunk, it should be green. I want to show you something though. So right here, red rocket wax jambu. I don't know if you can tell that. I scratched it earlier. It is very, very much green, which tells me it is very much alive. So as soon as the weather warms up, it should bounce right back up. Same with this black pearl here. I believe I scratched it here somewhere. I'll just scratch it just for you, for informational purposes. See how it's very much green? That tells me that once the weather warms up, it too should bounce right back up. So I have a couple of theories on why the Jambu perfume didn't suffer as much. I don't think it's the variety that makes it hardy. I think it's just sheer luck that this one just made it with very little scratch through winter. So with this being the case, I wanted to show you how easy it is to propagate these guys. And specific to the Jambu perfume, I'm going to propagate it just because it seems to be pretty hardy. So maybe something about that particular tree makes it really, really hardy against our winter. So I'm going to propagate that. There's two methods I'm going to show you. Method number one is going to be just do the potting soil, do cutting. You always want to sanitize your cutting instruments. And the second method is going to be just plain old water. So, a couple of tips for you. When you propagate a tree through cutting, you're basically cloning it, and because it's a somewhat of a matured tree, it in theory should fruit slightly faster for you. So the tip is, if you get a branch from lower towards the bottom, they grow slower for whatever reason. Whereas if you get a branch from near the top, the canopy of the tree, they grow a lot faster. Not sure why, but that's just the way these guys work. So I'm going to cut two of them out. So again, I want these to be quick growers. So I'm going to cut the one from the very top, just like that. That's one. And kind of like this one. So I'm going to go and cut this one as well. So I'm going to show you the two methods that I propagate these. So first method, plain old potting soil. When it cut, what you're going to do is cut the leaves maybe into a third, or at least half anyhow. This minimizes evaporation. So, rooting hormone, just dab it down there. That's kind of like that. And literally just stick it in. So that's method number 1. So now, try to center this a bit. So now the trick is, you could get away with just tap water, but to give these guys a better chance, get distilled water. Something from like the baby oil, for example. Just distilled water is going to be your best bet. So I'm going to go and just water it using just plain old distilled water. And then the second thing you want to do, of course, is to create a little greenhouse around it to ensure its humidity. That way the leaves don't shrivel up and die. For that, using just a plain old clear plastic bag, and the whole idea is trying to make it as airtight as possible surrounding the container. Just like that. And generally within a month or so, you should start seeing new sprouts coming out from the top. So method number 1. The other method, which I think is slightly better, is the water method. Again, distilled water is going to be your best option. Pour into just a cup of sort, not a whole lot, maybe an inch, 2, maybe 3 inches. Same thing with the leaves. You're going to want to cut out some of the leaves to, again, minimize evaporation. And it literally is, I'm actually going to go and cut this one off. Stick it in, put it near a windowsill away from direct sunlight. Both of these should be away from direct sunlight. And then generally within 30 days or so, within a month, you should start seeing new roots sprout out from the water container, as well as, again, just new shoots starting to sprout out from the potted one. So I wanted to show you, I've got 2 more that are in the heated greenhouse here, and the difference is that it makes. So here's a greenhouse that is heated. This first one is, you could see there's some stress in it. It's, this greenhouse really doesn't get below 50. So this is a black diamond. A bunch of new growth, as you could see. Some coal burn. And then let me see if I can show you the other one. So this is a black diamond. And this is the more rare variety. This is the green diamond wax Jambu. This is the green variety. Unrelated, but I mean, check out the centaur. I mean, that thing is loving it in here. Bunch of new growth there. So yeah, both of these again are in this heated greenhouse, which does not ever get below 50. So seems to be doing fairly nicely. I wanted to show you two other ones that I have that are in the ground. So for wax jambus that are planted in the ground, you'll want to baby them just a bit for the first couple of years. But this is what they look like once they get somewhat established. Both of these are back here actually. First one is this black diamond here. It's been in the ground, I want to say it's going 3 years now, but as you can see there's some frost damage. But for the most part, I mean, this guy is doing okay. I mean, I generally come April towards May, you'll start seeing a bunch of new sprouts coming out of this guy right here. Same with this Thai Jambu back here. This is a Thai Jambu wax Jambu. Also fairly resistant now that it's somewhat established and matured. So yeah, this is what you can expect when you have it somewhat sheltered back here. It's got its own little microclimate, a little bubble that is slightly protected from the elements than if it were to just be planted elsewhere. So we got that. And I wanted to also show you, in addition to propagation from cuttings, I've had nearly a 100% success rate with germinating these from seeds as well. In fact, I've got 2 seeds in here. Actually, let me see if I can show you. I've got 2 seedlings in here in this little greenhouse here that were propagated from the Black Pearl that I've had over here. Actually, I take it back, not Black Pearl. No, it is Black Pearl, yeah. Both of these are Black Pearls. This one is going maybe a little 2 years. And so what wax jambus, if grown from seed, they generally start producing fruits in about 3 years or so. So sometime next year it should be producing fruit for us. And then here's the other guy right here. That's about maybe 4 months old. So yeah, I mean, these guys, again, they propagate fairly easily. I mean, from seed anyhow. So yeah, I mean, wax jambu, I mean, it looks, you know, depending on the variety that you have, I mean, it can, you know, do pretty good in the Central Valley, but if not, I mean, if you look at the 3 trees that I have here, I mean, it looks like they're dead, but just treat them like you would a deciduous tree and just don't be too concerned, because generally they do come back. And when they do come back, yeah, I mean, they will come back. I mean, these guys are really, really quick growth. So anyhow, all right, have a good afternoon.